Well, it was time to get some rock rails, something that got the trees and the boulders farther away from the side of the vehicle. But this is the kind I settled on, and was very happy with the packaging, the way it was shipped. It was shipped very well protected, and no damage en route. So I'm going to talk about how to put on these rock rails, how to take off factory Rubicon rock rails, and as the months go on and we give this a try out on the trail, we'll let you know how this particular product worked. According to the instructions, the process of installing these is actually pretty easy. But I'm going to have to crawl into there and see. I assume I'm going to have to take off the factory rock reels, which I've been very happy with. They protect from rocks coming up really well, and I have landed with a thud several times on heavy rocks. So as I've explained, I want to get the rocks away from the side more. This last summer, I did some scuffing here and on this door and the hinge. You know, not a big deal. My Jeep's 10 years old. I just don't want to scratch it up any more than I have to. And of course, this is the driver's side. I am going to do the passenger side first, frankly, just because there's more room the way I parked my Jeep in the garage. No special reason other than that. I don't have running boards, but it says if you have factory running boards, you do have to remove those. I assume I'll have to remove my rock rail. And these are the bolts that I'm going to be looking for underneath, 16mm sockets. Take them off. You put this on there. I saw YouTube where somebody used 5-gallon buckets to hold them under there. That's what we'll do. And then you attach it. And apparently that's it. So should be easy peasy. Famous last words. So under the passenger side of the Jeep, I see the factory rock rails. I hadn't been under here in a while. Don't connect to the same place. This is where we're going to connect the new rock rail. Factory ones connect to the, I was going to say the frame, but it's the body. They've been working pretty good. So these are the ones we're going to loosen up. And it's an experiment. We'll see if I can leave both of them on. I'll let you know how it works. Ran into a minor thing. The instructions said these were all 3/16mm. Well, obviously this is different. And I suppose it's true that Jeeps of different years have different hardware. Mine's a 2011. This is a 19mm. These are 16. So I'm going to take them off with the air wrench. Then we're going to set those aside. Three sets of those on each side, so we'll finish up that part. I can see already there's no way that I can leave the original rock rail on, so I'm going to take it off while I'm here. This is a 13mm. All right, we're going to set this aside. I don't think I'll need it for anything else, but I'm going to set it aside just in case. So I got those off and of the factory rock rail. Now there are some other little, I don't know if you can see it. These are 10mm, and they are little nuts that are along this edge. Okay, so I got the factory rock rails off. 10mm little nuts along there. And I had to use a combination of sockets and end wrenches, because some places you can't get a socket wrench up in there because of the way the body is. And then it was stuck, and I Googled and I looked at YouTube's, how do you get that sucker off of there? And I'll show you. It is just the big bolts, and then these are the 10mm nuts on there. And it just took some persuasion from a crowbar. So I was afraid that there were some bolts that I wasn't getting or seeing. But it just took a little bit of crowbar action, and we got it off of there with a big bang. It's kind of naked right now. All right, so let's get our new ones on there. Now this idea is not original with me. I saw it somewhere. To use two 5-gallon buckets to hold up your rock rails as you're getting ready to install it, especially if you're working by yourself. And then it was easy for me to get underneath them and just lift it right up into place. Make sure you put something heavy on those buckets so that they don't easily get knocked over. I used some snow tire chains in one and something else in the other to weigh them down. It was a great idea. Well, I probably should have washed the Jeep before I started this whole project, just for the videos. But yeah, it's done. It seems very sturdy. And I was hoping originally to get one that had a step built in, and maybe that'll help. Maybe that helps get people in. It's very sturdy. It was not the most expensive one, but it's very sturdy, and we'll go do the reverse side now. So on the other side, I had to work pretty hard to get that off, and actually used a crowbar. So that's, I think, what we'll do again here. Yeah, it feels like it's tight, feels like there's more bolts, but no, it just had to be like work free a little bit. There we go. Now it's breaking free. It's going to go clunk on that front end. There we go. Clunk. On this side, I see that one of the brackets welded onto the frame has been hit by a rock. So I have a pipe wrench on there. I tried pushing it up by hand. It's just a little too stiff. I wish I still had a torch. I could heat that up a little bit, soften the metal. But we're gonna kind of do it hokey. I'm gonna put a floor jack against that pipe wrench, and we'll see how it works. So in this one, this is the forward part of the Jeep. Back end, obviously. This had been bashed in by a rock, and I worked on that for hours trying to get that pushed out. I did push it out quite a bit, but it was never enough. I finally got fed up and just got at it with an angle grinder. Doesn't that look ugly? It did fit in, however, and I got it buttoned up and tightened. So I'll just go back to a welder I know sometime and have him bang that back and kind of weld it up and make it more appropriate so it's stronger again. After I did that one on the left that you see there, I worked on the one on the right, and it was not fitting in, and I couldn't figure out why. It didn't look like it had been banged in. Then I got out my tape measure, and I found out that the others were 5 1/8 inch. This one was 5 1/4. There's just a slight defect on manufacturing, so I banged it in with the hammer, and it went right in. So it just needed a little bit of minor adjustment to squeeze that side in just a touch. All done. So here's the finished product on the passenger side, and I washed the Jeep. It's too late for those scratches, but hopefully with this tubular steel coming out beyond the rig, it's going to keep us away from rocks and trees in the future. And what do I do for those scratches? Well, I'm kind of thinking of getting some like Rust-Oleum or whatever bed liner and taping a line across and shooting it with bed liner down below. I think that came out pretty good. This is not a review of these rock sliders. It's the winter time now, and the high country where we go on rocks is under snow. And as we use them next summer, if I have any complaints or whatever, any comments, I will add them to this YouTube, so you can check back for any updates. It'll be in the comments below the YouTube.
Hey everybody, this is Ariel the Jeep Dog. Thanks for watching our video. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there.